what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Paint away day and night, 6 hearts, hope I'm okay. You're alright, goodbye then if you dare. Someone new is pulling everywhere. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. Hey, I just wanna change the world.
Oh, yo, yo,
I
yo,
just
yo,
want
yo,
the
yo, yo.
perfect girl.
Let's go.
I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating.
Let's fucking go, baby.
You, I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Truth, I know that you will understand because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Hey, I just wanna change the world,
But I'm not gonna wait my turn.
I don't ever want to come down. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder, my pleasure together.
Everyone's waiting.
Anticipating.
You,
I will never be alone again.
I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. Truth, I know that you will understand because I finally found myself.
My heart's unbreaking.
Let's go! Pendulous! Woo! Yeah, 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 yeah. My world. Lady, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo! Let's get a dance floor going. Hey, 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 hey. I can't pretend. No, 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 no. Oh, I hope it never ends.
It's about you.
Let's go. Dude, what a fucking song, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that was such a good song. That was like our big song back when we were number 3 breakdown. That was the tune that everybody loved. And when I go back and listen to it now, I'm like, God damn, we were good. That is actually a good tune. Dude, that is a good fucking tune. You're turning people out. Let's go. Thank you, Shaves. Dude, don't worry, guys. We're growing. We're growing like at record fucking speed, actually. You know what I'm saying? I know it sometimes feels like we're not growing enough. Let's go. Dude, sorry. Somebody sent me a nasty DM and I fucking told them off. And then I blocked them. Oh, shit. Dude, yeah, no, somebody sent me a nasty DM or something saying like you can go back to streaming to your 11 viewers and with your horrible takes. And I said, all right, I'm actually going to go right now and go stream to my 300 viewers and my 50,000 YouTube subs. And when I hit 1 million, you can sniff my ass. And I'm like, you got nothing. And fucking blocked, right? And I'm serious. When we get 1 million subs, I will totally let him sniff my ass. Absolutely. I have no problem with that. Let's go. Well, I move my lips when I type. I know I move my lips when I type. I move my lips when I watch people talk. I've got a lot of weird quirks, right? It's just, we are quirky. You and me. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, 11 viewers. Dude, they're so funny, bro. I love all the viewer counters. You wouldn't give him a whiff? Dude, I will let them fucking sniff my ass. He wishes he had 11 viewers. Let's go. Engrain. Let's go, baby. Dude, how do we already have 4? Dude, Pendulous and fucking Will times 2. Is that Will? That's Will times 2, isn't it? Holy shit, dude. Dude, we already have 4 or 10, bro. Your veins, can you feel me strange? You could be anything. Can you feel me strange? You could be anything. Happen. I'm tripping. Let's go. Yeah, dude, he apparently was counting the viewers in dog years or some shit. No, these guys, by that, I know he was like a gamer person, right? It's always the gamer people who when I transitioned to politics, they would come into the stream every day and be like, you only have 20 viewers. You don't have any viewers. You lost all your viewers, right? And I was like, all right, whatever. Sorry I don't have any viewers. Then why you here? If I suck so bad, I have no viewers. I'm so bad. Why you here? Why don't you go away? Right? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm that bad, why are you literally trying to slide into my DMs every fucking 6 hours? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Something's not adding up here. Dude, Will, let's go. It's going to be an early night for the dance. All right, I'm in, dude. 6? No fucking way, dude. God damn, bro. Shit, boss. All right. Let's go. But dude, what a day, bro. So it looks like I'm having trouble speaking. I'm sorry. I will get it out in a sec. It looks like, right? It looks like the Trump timeline video is actually doing pretty good. Gen X, definitely not leaving you out. Thank you. Let's go. Yeah, the Trump timeline video has been very well received. Let's go, Pitchforks. Appreciate you, boss. Yeah. Yeah, dude, they don't like my takes. You know why everyone's mad at me today on Twitter? I'll tell you why. Okay, here's why everyone's mad at me today on Twitter. Because I went around to a number of high-profile things, and I got in the replies pointing out that, first off, borrow bad, let's go, baby. Oh, shit. Dude, so here's what made MAGA mad at me today, okay? Is MAGA is mad at me. There it is. There's 10, baby. Let's go. We dance. All right, we're starting with the dance. But let me tell you first why MAGA is mad. Because there's a reason they're mad. So it's two things that I've done today. And yes, I do believe that was the fastest dance party ever. But there's two things I did on Twitter today that really got them activated. Number one is I pointed out the fact that the violence in the street, like that shooter walking down a New York street with an AK-47, and the fact that we're having increased violence in our streets is entirely because of Donald Trump, because he sows chaos, because he like threatens attack and is constantly like aggressing towards people and restlessly using words, sowing chaos, right? Being aggressive and domineering without care. And he leads from a place of chaotic toxicity. And the fact that that bleeds in to people on the streets. You know what I'm saying? That people on the streets are going to be fed by that type of behavior. Okay? When you lead with chaotic aggression, you inspire chaotic aggression in people in the streets. Okay? So that was one. Okay? Yes, the selling fear, right? And so that was one thing where I'm like, you realize this is going to get worse because Trump creates this type of chaos. And then the other thing they got mad is because of defund the police. Because, of course, all of these right-wingers, all of these right-wing twats started, like, using the Zohran Mamdani tweet about how he wants to defund the police. And so I kept going around to these idiots being like, first off, defunding the police doesn't mean we're getting rid of the cops when there's an active threat. Okay? We're still going to have police when there's an active threat. And when there's an active shooter, defunding the police means defunding the parts of the police that aren't doing that type of work. Okay, so we can address social services that help reduce crime to begin with. So it's about not sending the police to a bunch of nonviolent shit where they're unnecessary and they're overkill and they're just pushing people around. Okay? It's the demilitarization of the police. You spend the police money when you need it for those types of active shooter threats, but we don't need them roaming around the streets, fucking abusing power and, rolling up in fucking tanks at a protest, et cetera, And so, but they're so disingenuous, okay? They can't make an argument without fucking lying, right? Without fucking distorting. Dude, you had Laura Loomer out there talking shit about Mamdani, and it's like, Laura Loomer, what the fuck are you talking about? Mamdani is not mayor of New York, right? They're like, this is what happens when a Muslim guy runs for mayor. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? You're very disappointed in Eric Adams. You're very disappointed in Donald Trump. Like, who are you blaming here? Oh, the candidates for mayor are now the ones causing the problem. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, thank you, Laura Loomer. Why don't you go suck another wrinkly dick on Trump's airplane? All right, let's get on that fucking Trump Force One and fucking put that little wrinkled mushroom in your mouth and shut the fuck up. All right, it's time to dance, baby. Jesus Christ. I know, it paints a picture, doesn't it? Laura Loomer's like, she's got that wrinkly, it's like a 3-week-old soggy mushroom that she's like putting in her mouth, like scrunching. Dude, it's like sucking on a piece of moldy cheese or a piece of moldy dish sponge, right? Little piece of moldy dish sponge. Dude, I can go all night with the fucking gnarly shit. Pitchforks. Let's go, baby. Oh, let's go. I can go all night, baby. We got all night. Dude, you ready? Oh, shit. You almost saw some ass crack. Dude, I have the best plumber's crack. I don't even have an ass. I have all the crack, though. I have no ass, but I got all the ass crack in the world. All right, you ready? We're going in on our favorite song from Sweden. Let's go, baby. I love this song, all right? We're getting into it. We're getting in. We're starting the night off with a little deja vu. Oh! Oh, shit. Dude, I'm out of breath, baby.
When every bruise, let's get on you.
Ooh. All right, we catch my breath.
Are you gonna deny this? Do the best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this. That's just who I am.
Dude, let's go, man. Dude, it's funny that you say hate to be the follow-up act, because let me share a quick story with you. That was pretty cool. So, on one of my first major tours, right? It was like, I think it was like my second tour. So I ended up, I played the spot in Indianapolis on every show called the Emerson Theater. It's a big, open, all-ages venue that holds like, I don't know, 500 people. And I was the opening act, okay, with there were two bands, touring bands. It was Love Drug and Action Action. Action Action was headlining. And I was the opener, okay? The guy who booked the Emerson Theater really loved my music. And so he used to book me with these shows where I would get seen by hundreds of people. And before the set, the guys from Love Drug were like being dicks. They were being fucking dicks. They were giving me so much attitude, like I wasn't a full band. It was a one-man indie rock band, and they were being dicks about like where I could put my gear. And oh, you're too close to our amps and shit. I had to set up in front of their stuff. And fucking these guys were such dicks. Like the Action guys were great, but the Love Drug guys were assholes. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm going to go and I'm going to roll them on stage. And so I got on stage and I lit that fucking crowd up. I was like windmilling. I was taking fucking selfies with the crowd cheering with the house lights on. And I tore that set up so bad that during Love Drug set, half of the room was lined up at my merch table and they played for a half empty room because all of those kids were lined up buying my merch and getting autographs and shit. And then afterwards, I walked up to him and I said, I'm sorry, I didn't see any of your set because all the kids were in line at my merch table, but maybe next time don't be fucking dickheads to your opening act. And I just walked away from him, and the Love Drug people were like, oh my God. Like me and the Action guys were like, oh my God, you just roasted them so bad. And so I ended up becoming friends with Action. I played a bunch of shows with them, but I couldn't help but tell them off, dude. They were such dicks though. Like the whole point of having opening bands is to like help them out, you know what I mean? But dude, fuck those guys, bro. Like, yeah, sorry I missed your set, because everybody in the room was at my merch table, but you know, you should probably fucking not be dicks to the opener, right? Dude, fucking A, bro. Oh, let's go. That was amazing. Oh, dude, those guys, but dude, I was so much better than them. They weren't even that good. Love Drug wasn't. Like, I outplayed them. And it's crazy because that was the case with a lot of bands. Even though it was just me, I could outplay them. I had more energy just in my solo act than a lot of, like, full bands did, right? And, like, I don't know, I just was not a dick to the fucking crowd, right? You know what I mean? Dude, Henry Rollins, I like Henry Rollins. Dude, he's a slam poet, old school slam poet. Let's go. All right. So, dude, we got some shit to cover tonight. Dude, let's fucking go, baby. Thank you to all the donos, right? Appreciate you guys. All right. What a day, right? Dude, I feel like the Trump-Epstein shit is still going. Still coming to a head. Let's check in on this. Did you see this? Did you see this endorsement? Dude, how bad do you have to be when AIPAC withdraws their endorsement? Dude, Randy Fine, right? Randy Fine lost the fucking endorsement of AIPAC. Like, dude, isn't that crazy? Yeah, did you see this? Like, he was removed from AIPAC's supported candidate list because he made these really extreme comments about how everyone deserves to starve in Gaza, right? He is such a degenerate. But, dude, isn't that amazing? I think this is a good little warm-up thing to look at because we know this guy's a toxic bitch, okay? But there it is. Not even AIPAC wants to be associated with this GOP rep anymore. AIPAC abruptly dropped Representative Randy Fine when he came out as pro-starving children. I mean, see, here's the thing, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, even taking away our you know, whatever, you know, we can take away, like, all the fucking... Hold on one sec here. Yo. Dude, my shit is fucking... There we go. Well, my fucking... my Chrome was, like, acting up. Okay. So what I was going to say is that, like, this guy is the story of this guy is he is like the ultimate extremist. You know what I'm saying? He is like the ultimate extremist because, like, you know, I know that obviously there's a whole bunch of people who are tired of Zionism and the destructive nature of it in the Middle East, right? But regardless of how you feel about any of that shit, just the starving of fucking people that are survivors of a bombing campaign, the likes of which has hit Gaza, is ridiculous. Okay, there's no reason you should be starving children and human beings that are stuck in a war zone. Okay, and thank you, Linda Lou, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Okay, and this guy though, a lot of these like sort of pro-Israel, like crazy Zionist people, they go really overboard with the rhetoric of like completely dehumanizing everybody in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And it's good to see that even AIPAC has the tiniest fucking bit of a conscience, right? Dude, this guy is such a fucking degenerate piece of shit. It says, as Florida representative, dude, let's go Pitchfork. 5 gifteds, baby, 5 gifted members. Let's go. Welcome to the new members. Has Florida Representative Randy Fine's shameless cheerleading for death gone too far for AIPAC? After winning Florida's special election in April, Fine claimed he was AIPAC's fastest ever endorsement. But on Monday, his name was mysteriously missing from AIPAC's database of pro-Israel candidates. All right. Oh, let's go, dude. Will got one after those donos. Let's go. That's good to see. And welcome aboard to the rest of the new members. Appreciate you guys. It's not clear why Fine's name has been removed from the ranks of lawmakers championing consent for Israel's catastrophic military campaign, which has killed more than 62,000 people. Guys, dude, hold on. We got a back scratch here. Oh, dude. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm all sweaty from the dance. Sweaty back scratch. Oh, that feels good, though. That is fucking heavenly. But, dude, 62,000 people. Why the fuck have they killed 62,000 people? Yeah, I know. I bet it is an undercount. But even if it's an undercount, even if it's an exact count, it is ridiculous. You know what I mean? 62,000, dude. That's fucking unfucking believable, man. However, one possible explanation is that Fine's recent remarks on the widespread famine in Gaza are too grotesque for even the most staunchly pro-Israel. Last week, ABC News reported that 15 people in Gaza had died from starvation within just 24 hours. Fine responded to the report by wishing for more death and then claiming it was all a hoax anyway. He said, release the hostages, until then starve away. This is all a lie anyway. It amazes me the media continues to regurgitate Muslim terror propaganda. Dude, what a fucking despicable person. Dude, Layla, good name. You know what I'm saying? Dude, isn't that crazy? And yeah, it is Elvis, and it's Elvis, but he's in jail. All right, so it is Elvis, but he's in jail. So it's pro Elvis being in jail. All right, is what it is. Right? It's pro Elvis fucking being locked away. Him and Trumpy, right, are being locked up in the back room of Epstein's mansion. Dude, it's an Elvis mugshot. Dude, what is with these guys, though? Right? How, you know what I'm saying? How can they write that kind of shit about, you know what I'm saying? How can they write that kind of shit about fucking, you know, like wishing for people to starve? Dude, Linda Wu, 5 more memberships. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Dude, Bogart, Jeffrey, Heroes, Altered, Mitchie, and then the other people who received them the first time were J. Rome, Meditate, just some internet chick, great name, and Oak, right? Along with Willow. Let's go. Dude, who can wish for that shit, man? So the same day that he wrote that nasty shit, he got appointed to the House Foreign Affairs Committee. The American Jewish Committee condemned Fine's statement. The serious humanitarian situation in Gaza must not be taken lightly, especially by those at the highest levels of government. Implying that starvation is a legitimate tactic is unacceptable. All those in need of humanitarian aid should receive it promptly and safely. Our leaders must focus less on scoring political points and more on doing their jobs. But Fine doubled down on Sunday, writing on X, on Twitter. Sorry, pardon me for calling it fucking not Twitter. There is no starvation. Everything about the Palestinian cause is a lie. Dude, what a dick, dude. If not his comments on Gaza, perhaps it was his bloodthirsty statements advocating violence against protesters that lost him AIPAC support. In another post Sunday, Fine revealed the only thing he really supports is murder, pushing for a bill that would allow drivers to run over pro-Palestinian protesters blocking bridges and roads with impunity. The Thump Act would allow Americans to run over these Muslim terrorists, he wrote. Dude, who does that? Like this guy, think about that, guys. This guy is like claiming to be a representative of like God, right? He is. He's like, he presents himself as a religious devotee of God. And then he writes shit like the Thump Act, allowing you to drive over people exercising their First Amendment rights. The Thump Act. I helped pass in the legislature. They don't try this in Florida because of the bill I helped pass in the legislature to allow them to be run over. It's time to take it national. Thump. Like that's really, does he think his God likes that? Like you think his God is like, yeah, dude, we really like the bloodthirsty people that want to like murder innocent people exercising their First Amendment constitutional rights. Dude, to be clear, the Thump Act will also allow you to run over BLM, Antifa, illegal immigrants, and anyone else who intentionally blocks roads. Like maybe people like waiting for Trump, right? Thump, he wrote in a separate post. AIPAC has not returned the New Republic's request for comment. Just a few months ago, the lobbying group celebrated Fine. Crucially, AIPAC poured more than $126,000 into Fine's campaign. But Fine insisted he didn't need AIPAC's money to be a bigot. And for the haters who said they bought me, I have news for you. They had me for free. Dude, isn't that crazy? I mean, dude, I just don't this is one of the new things, guys, that is really weird, okay? And let me just tell you, all right, because I want to give you a brief timeline, because I was born in 1969, and as a kid, for the first handful of years, I lived in a very small town in Wisconsin, a very pro-military, very Republican, very racist, very misogynist, deeply Christian town. Okay, so I've grown up around the Trump 2024 kind of crowd. All right, those were the people I grew up around. Now, let me just tell you though, even in the 70s and 80s, none of the religious people were like bloodthirsty like that. You know what I'm saying? They weren't. There were some bloodthirsty people like firebombing abortion clinics, but everybody looked at them as like, wow, those people are fringe. Those people are lunatics. Why are you murdering in the name of your God? That's like way off base. But what's crazy, guys, is we are seeing people like the MAGA right wing is now all bloodthirsty. Like that firebombing the abortion clinics, that's their like baseline now, where they are all bloodthirsty. They love the violence. They love, violence and harm and aggression. It's crazy. Now, to answer your question, so Linda Lou said, where did my liberal spirit come from? I'll tell you, what it came from is it came from moving. Okay, so I grew up in that small town, right? Small town, Wisconsin, 3,000 people. Then we moved to Los Angeles at the end of second grade. And then after a year of being in Los Angeles, we moved back to the small town in Wisconsin. And then 2.5 years later, we moved back to Los Angeles. So I kept moving back and forth between a city of like 10 million and a city of like 10,000. And I went back and forth. And so I actually got to see the differences in those two climates as I grew up, right? I saw it in like second and third grade, and then I saw it again in fifth and sixth grade, and then I saw it again in ninth grade, right? Because we kept moving back and forth. So that allowed me to actually see, like, as I was growing at different parts of my upbringing, both as a child, as a teenager, and as a young adult, to see the stark differences in lifestyle and hope and the general sort of feeling of depression or empowerment that existed in those two different places, right? From small town Wisconsin and Los Angeles, California, like a bunch of diversity, no diversity. And it's really interesting too, because what I noticed is that there was a particular type of depression that deeply afflicted the people in the small town, right? They had a certain type of depression that was like, it's like a hopelessness and an apathy and a lack of power that, you know what I'm saying? That is just completely fucking, that is completely unique to those small towns, right? And so that was really fucking helpful. You know what I'm saying? That was like super, super helpful to be able to see that, Dude, it's crazy because it goes, to me, it goes beyond just the racial issues, right? I know there's issues with the towns being like 90% white, and I know there's issues with the misogyny in the church, and I know there's issues with like unemployment and a struggling economy and all that, and the police forces and the inherent generational trauma, but there really is a small town depression that is very unique. And you know what it is like small town people, they don't ever get to reinvent themselves. There's a stagnation, okay? Like in a big city, you can go to a big city and there's so many people that even if you have a bad go, you can move to a different part of the city and you can completely reinvent yourself, right? You can become a new person at any given time in the big city. And there you have access to all the therapy and the modalities, the meditation, the yoga, whatever. But in a small town, you're like dealing with your reputation you forged in high school, and you never really can outrun it. It like whatever happens to you when you're 15 haunts you for the rest of your life, and you don't get to reinvent yourself. Like nobody there will let you reinvent yourself. Everybody in the small town seeks to keep everybody the same. And that type of like the natural order is to evolve, to change, to grow, to become new. And so small towns actually go against the natural order of things. And they create a type of sickening depression that infects the residents there, because they're actually like, they're trying to like, they're operating in a way that runs counter to the way the normal world operates. It's fucking true, man. It's literally, they are so busy trying to like keep sameness that it fucks shit up, bro. It's bad news, dude. It really is. So yeah, right? Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. All right. But yeah, so Randy Fine, what a fuck up, bro. So majority, you're from small town Wisconsin? Let's go. Well, yeah, I mean, not everybody there gets infected by the virus. You know, some people get out and some people like get out of that space. But I'll tell you though, there were like my experience, and obviously every small town is different, but my experience of the small towns that I was in, most of the people there were stuck there. Most of them didn't really want to be there. They just didn't feel like there was anywhere else for them to be. And so they were stuck. And you see a lot of this, right? You go into, there's like a bar on every corner. All four corners have 4 different bars, and everyone in there is like this. Right? You walk in there and it's like, fuck, bro. Get me out of this place, dude. I just have too much hope for that environment. You know? I'm like, yo, homie, let's go. Church on every corner. Yeah, a molesting station on every corner, AKA a church. Right? A molesting station. You know how you can find the molesting stations? They have these big T's on the buildings, right? You look for the buildings with the weird looking T's on them. That's how you know where the molesting stations are, right? Dude, oh shit. It's fucking brutal. I'm about to get demonetized. Oh, look out. Oh shit, bro. Dude, I'm on a tear. I'm on a fucking tear, boss. Let's go. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Whew. Spent your first 30 in Tennessee? Dude, I had some crazy times in Tennessee and Knoxville. So super depressing. Crazy, man. It's beautiful there, but like, whew, dude, the racism in Tennessee is unreal, man. Like, I swear, dude, Tennessee might have the most racism of my experience, right? With maybe Alabama, a fucking close second runner-up. But I swear to you, I think Tennessee is the most racist state in the country, just purely from my experience of spending time there. Dude, it's outrageous, bro. It is outrageous how fucking racist it is there, dude. It's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of Civil War battlefields in that state. You know, Shiloh. I mean, there's a real history of in Tennessee. There's a real fucking history there of savagery. Yeah, no, Mississippi. Yeah, but Mississippi though, I swear, dude, Mississippi, like, I don't know. Mississippi also has a lot of racism, but they have a lot more black representation in local government in Mississippi. So when you are in Mississippi, the people of color there feel like less oppressed by the racism that exists there because there's so much community empowerment in the state, right? And Alabama has a really high black population and is very, very racist. But see, what's weird about Tennessee is Tennessee doesn't have they don't have the crazy, outrageously high black population there. It is just white racists that are almost like, don't even fucking come here. You know what I'm saying? Don't even fucking come in our town, right? Some of those small towns in Tennessee, like if I had a black friend, there's some towns in like the central and southeastern Tennessee that if I was driving through with a black friend, I wouldn't even drive through some of those towns. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, like if you're a person of color, there's some towns in Tennessee you don't even want to like roll up in. It's fucking, yeah, it's wild, man. Dude, it does suck, bro. That's why you see them, the battle they're having with Justin Pearson and right with the Justins down in the Tennessee legislature. You know, they're like all the crazy shit they're having with those black like state legislators. You know what I mean? Your skin is light and you still didn't feel white enough. Yeah, dude, it's like pretty hick. It is weird, man. I had family that lived in Tennessee and they were bad. Mississippi and Alabama. Yeah, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying like Tennessee is a real fucking bastion, right? I mean, I don't live in the South, but I've spent a lot of time in Alabama and Mississippi. I mean, I played in all those places. I played in Jackson. I played in Nashville, and my personal experience was, the black people are represented at least in Alabama and Mississippi. Despite the racism, there is representation. But when you go to Tennessee, it's like all white people with the type of racism of like, don't even fucking come near our white towns. That is just like, it's different. It's like, there's something about the Tennessee racism that is like aggressive, like you're not welcome here, period. That is like crazy. It's fucking crazy, man. And it was a real shock to me because I didn't think anybody was like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know, the Southern racism that, like, you know, I've had a lot of experience with the Southern racism where it's kind of like there's this unspoken hierarchy where everybody of color has to like accept the fact that they're lower on the hierarchy in those places to get along and like, don't look the white guy in the eye kind of racism. You know what I'm saying? Which is really oppressive and really harmful and horrible, you know? People like, but like what's crazy about the Tennessee shit is it's like it's white, okay? You go to like Eastern Tennessee and it's all white and they're still like insanely racist. You know what I'm saying? They're not living in proximity of like communities of color. They're just like still thinking they're in the middle of the fucking Civil War or some shit, bro. It's fucked up. They're like mentally ill, man. It's so gross, dude. It is so gross. Dude, our country is still pretty gross, man. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's gross. You know, and like, that's why, do you see the video? You saw the video of the guy in Tennessee, right? The black guy where they smashed the driver, right? Do you see this video? This one? Where they fucking smashed the window?
When he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, okay, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Dude, they pulled him over for no headlights on during the daytime, guys.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car.
No, this is in Jacksonville, Tennessee.
Can you call your supervisor?
Right, isn't it?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Or is this in Florida? Oh, no, you're right. It is in Florida. Oh, you're right. It is in Florida, dude. Dude, it is in Florida.
Vehicle now.
Dude, look at this shit. It's Florida. Yeah. It's Florida. Isn't this crazy, though? Yeah, Florida. Dude, what the fuck, bro? What are we doing?
Exit the vehicle.
Dude, and what is with the punch, bro? Right? They smashed the window, and then what is with the punch, dude?
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Dude, what the fuck is that, bro? Like, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, really? Like, that, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, who defends that? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this for a minute, okay? Now, think about this, right? Because I totally understand there are times when I, like, want to hit somebody, when somebody's, like, violent with me or does something really harmful. But, like, a driver who is just saying, hey, man, why are you fucking pulling me over? Lights on. There's other people driving with their lights off. Why are you not pulling them over? Right? It's not raining. You know what I mean? But like the rage that causes a police officer, their job is to protect us. Okay? That's what they say. Their job is to protect us. But like, who are they protecting here? Is this guy a threat to anybody? Is this guy causing harm to anybody? Just because he's like, wow, you guys are out of line. You officers are way out of line. And so I'm going to silently protest you guys being out of line. But they fucking punch him.
Show me your hands.
Here. I'm here. What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. No.
Dude, look at him. Dude, what the Dude, he's like, stop fighting, bro. Like, what are you even talking about? It is hard to watch. But like these guys, right? Like these people, the cops participating in this, they need to be put in fucking jail. These cops need to have their fucking balls snipped off with a fucking pair of wire cutters. Because they are seriously out of line. There's no reason for this fucking behavior, bro. This guy is not a threat. You know what I'm saying? It is like, what the fuck is this?
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. What's wrong with you?
They're yelling, what's wrong with you? Like, really? What's wrong with him? Dude.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
Fucking talking shit, bro. I was doing it, bro. What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No, bro.
Yes, bro.
You
Yes.
have a lawful reason, bro.
Big knife center in here too.
You gonna throw my phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off of you,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
That's not how it works.
Too late. It ain't gonna too late.
When they ask you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that shit.
Dude, but again, here's the deal. You ready? The way they say when we ask you to step out of the vehicle, if somebody doesn't step out of the vehicle, there's no reason for you to smash the window, punch them in the face, and drag them out of the ground and wrestle them to the ground with 5 people. You don't have the fucking right to beat the fuck out of somebody because they don't want to get out of your vehicle. They haven't committed a crime. They haven't done anything wrong. Like, we do have constitutional rights, you fucking policing motherfucking pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, bro? This kind of shit makes me livid. You know? Like, Jesus Christ.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
Oh, it's called resisting. Yeah. Fuck you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, those cops should be in jail, right?
I didn't do nothing wrong, sir. Can you back me up to the car so I can lean up? Shut up.
Dude, Jesus Christ, bro. face punched for not having his headlights on during the day, okay? Which at most, right, not having your headlights on, write him a fucking ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that they needed to even command him out of the car for a headlight ticket, like fuck you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, so brutal. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that shit is brutal. Fucking brutal, dude. He was guilty of driving while black, wasn't he? Look at this. Look at Laura Loomer. She's trying to block Zoran Mamdani from entering the U.S. because of his association with Islamic terrorists. Dude, he has nothing to do with the fucking cop killer, right? He did nothing, right? The guy was a dark-skinned, like, somebody who supports Palestine. The shooter in New York is somebody who supports like a Palestinian state. So therefore she's assigned him to Zoran Mamdani, right? Oh my God, dude. Isn't that crazy? Dude, she has been unhinged. Okay. Look at what she's been writing today, guys. Look at this shit. Okay. Look at this shit here. Hold on. Let's go back. She's insane, right? Here's what she said. Look at this. She says, I don't care who this offends. I don't feel safe with Muslims holding office in America. Mamdani inspires cop killers and Islamic terrorists to wage war on the streets of America while screaming free Palestine. This is why she will never care about Gaza. And I was like, dude, Mamdani's not in office. You fucking dumb bitch. Eric Adams is in office. Donald Trump is in office, right? Like, what an idiot, bro. Oh my God, dude. You know what I'm saying? Dude, she is fucking crazy, dude. Dude, she is nuts, bro. And then she says Mamdani is in Uganda while his supporters are killing cops, right? Don't let him back into the country. Now she's doing a poll, right? Dude, she is nuts, dude. And she's like, dude, all the right wingers are freaking out on this. Oh, she's saying that with the shooter screamed free Palestine, which like, we don't know if any of that happened. But even if they did, even if the shooter screamed that has nothing to do with the actual like Palestinian protests. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like the fact of the matter is like, dude, nobody who's trying to defend Gaza is running around with fucking rifles, you know? You know what I mean? Dude, she's saying that New York City is trying to usher in Sharia law. Like, bro, what is she talking about? Sharia law? Like, really? Does she really believe this? Really? Like, did she suck Donald Trump's wrinkly dick one too many times? You know what I mean? And I mean, the Palestinian shit is really, or I mean, the defunding the police shit is the shit that is really fucking bothersome to me. Because they're all doing that. They're trying to, like, plant this seed now because of this shooter, okay? Because of this shooter, right? Even fucking Linda Yaccarino. Look at what Linda Yaccarino did. Dude, she writes too late. Isn't that crazy? Like, what does that even mean? Right? When he like posts a thing saying, wow, I'm horrified by this killings. And Linda Yaccarino, she was the bitch who was the CEO of Twitter, but she stepped down after all that anti-Semitic shit, right? Recently. And she finally fucking stepped down. But like, what is she doing, bro? I told her off too. I was like, fucking A, bro. Dude, it's so crazy. Right? And again, though, like they still don't understand what defunding the police means. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've spent a lot of time on the internet today, actually, like responding to the defunding because they're being so disingenuous with it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They're so disingenuous because the defunding the police is not about removing them from active shooter things. You know what I'm saying? The defunding the police has nothing to do with that, right? You know, I mean, look at this guy. Like, dude, there are states, you know what I'm saying? There are states that, like, they have laws that allow people to do this shit, right? It's like, what the fuck, bro? Dude, she is a fucking, it's just scumbaggery, you know? Defunding is poor messaging? No. See, I don't think the defunding is even poor messaging. It's just outright lies by the anti-defunding. You know what I'm saying? Like the messaging of what defunding the police is pretty clear. I mean, it wouldn't matter. You could call it anything and they're going to attack it anyway, right? They fucking attack free school lunches. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like Tim Walz made it so everybody who has a period in Minnesota schools has access to tampons, and they turned it into some fucking transphobic fucking messaging, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is the right wing will lie and deceitfully represent things in order to sell fear and divisiveness and animosity, right, to whomever their target groups are. Doesn't matter with you how many fucking, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the messaging is. They're going to lie. We just have to continually fucking, you know, if anything, we should have been more fervently like digging in our heels and talking about the move. The problem is though, right? The problem is that like we have a mental illness in America, guys. Okay, it's like an aggression thing in America where we have created a culture of paramilitarization to where America believes in like over militarizing every response, right? You know what I mean? Like, what does America do? Cancel, right? Donald Trump's America. We cancel the arms agreement and drop bunker buster bombs on an empty fucking bunker in Iran. Drone strikes, right? You know what I mean? It's like our culture is obsessive about militarizing and violence. So you can't even talk about defunding the militarization of shit because people are like, what do you mean? Oh, we need more tanks for the cops. Fuck your health care, right? Fuck health care. We need tanks. Right? It's like these dumb fuckers because we're like mentally ill in America. We're like mentally ill, bro. We are. It's the same mental illness that has poor people defending Elon Musk's right to hoard all the wealth. They're like, don't you take the billionaires' money? It's like, dude, you're fucking poor as shit because of these billionaires. You're like one step away from having to eat your fucking wife's feces. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why are you defending the billionaire? You dumb fucking hick. You know what I mean? Dude, and they're like, oh, socialism. Dude, it's like, fuck, bro. Like, seriously. Hello? Dude. I mean, America. Yeah. Dude, I wish I was even joking. I'm not even joking. It sounds like I'm joking, but that's literally like the mental illness that exists in our country. Right? Dude, holy shnikes. Yeah, it does not make any sense. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense, but fucking crazy, bro. So I don't, let's look and see what we do know about the shooter. Okay, I don't know really about the shooter. I just know that it's pretty crazy, right? This guy was just walking down the street with the fucking gun, right? That's wild, dude. It kind of looks like the dude, he sort of looks like the dude from The Weeknd. You know what I mean? But but again, you know, we have a lot of mental health issues in America. You know what I'm saying? We do. We have a lot of mental health issues in America, and we have way too easy access to guns. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I saw something about like stop and frisk. Like, first off, okay, he had a fucking concealed permit, right? Concealed firearms permit. LA Metropolitan Police Department. Was he a cop in Las Vegas? Was he a cop? Like, I mean, what is this permit from Vegas? Why does he have a concealed firearms permit from the police? Oh, is that just the way it is? It's issued from their police department? Dude, yeah, it's really sad though. You know, so yeah, let's see if we can find a video about this. All right. See if we can find out a little bit about him.
The latest out of a shooting from Manhattan, New York, and what we're learning about a gunman and a possible connection to Las Vegas. Once again, this follows gunfire in New York City. A police officer and another person been shot at an office skyscraper in Midtown Manhattan this evening. That's according to law enforcement sources.
And here's what we know so far. This occurred in the lobby of Park Avenue. Police have reportedly killed the gunman there. According to CNN, that gunman is from Las Vegas, 27-year-old 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗏. Again, a 27-year-old gunman that they believe is here from Las Vegas is the one that they believe walked into this building tonight. We're also learning that the wounded officer is in critical condition. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says that she was briefed on the situation as well. The FBI is providing support at the scene. This is according to a deputy there as well, the deputy director telling us that information. And we're looking at live pics right now of people who seem to be pretty frantic trying to figure out what's happening here, Marie.
From these live pictures now, we're also learning that New York Mayor Eric Adams posted online saying that he has been at the scene of the shooting and he's asking people inside Park Avenue to remain inside the building for now. He also says he'll be going to the hospital. We've also learned that 4 people, including a New York Police Department officer, were ultimately killed in that shooting in Midtown Manhattan. That's according to a law enforcement official to CNN. Now, the gunman, as LaToya mentioned, has been identified as a 27-year-old from Las Vegas, also dead from what police believe is a self-inflicted injury.
That sucks, man.
We're continuing coverage here on air and on.
See, dude, I know it's tragic, and obviously I'd be like over the fucking moon upset if somebody I knew died in this shit. But like, I can't help but feel bad that like we have people that are having such crazy mental health struggles, and the world is just getting harsher and harsher and like less forgiving by the day. You know what I'm saying? Like just look at our society. We have people openly attacking transgender people and immigrants and people that are perceived to be immigrants, or like the police smashing out the window and punching the face of a guy who doesn't have his lights on. Like the violence and the harshness and the unforgiving nature of this world. Everybody is just so fucking savage. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, we got to slow that down and get in touch with some fucking compassion, man. I mean, people with mental health struggles, we're creating a world that is just fueled on violence and animosity.
Online, and maybe if we stay with these images for a moment as we continue to see what unfolds there. That's why, as you mentioned, a lot of people in shock over what's happened on this Monday evening.
Right, and of course, panic always ensues when you have something like this happening in a situation where it's public and people are frantically, probably, as you can see this young woman on the screen right now, trying to figure out their loved ones who perhaps were at this building again in the Midtown section of New York City. Here's what we know about this property. It's a 44-story building, houses, Blackstone, also the NFL's headquarters are here. So presumably a lot of people in this building when all of this started to break out. What we know right now is that the suspect in question, who is now deceased, apparently armed with a long gun, entered this building, 345 Park Avenue, this evening, shot and killed 3 people, including one off-duty officer who reportedly worked in that building. That was the first person to encounter this man when he walked into the lobby with that weapon, shot that officer, and then we're told he went to the 33rd floor. After barricading himself in, he was found dead. He shot some other people, as we mentioned. And so right now, everyone's just trying to figure out not only what happened exactly, but also why it happened. And you're looking at a picture of 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆𝗆 now, that 27-year-old suspect who reportedly is from Las Vegas.
So why did he end up in New York, and what was the motive for all this? Lots of questions still out there tonight, but this is just the beginning of this investigation. A massive scene there on the streets of Manhattan in New York City.
Yeah, and presumably in a place like New York, you know, they're prepared for pretty much anything. But when you think about this happening on a Monday, coming off the weekend, I'm sure he caught a lot of people off guard, presumably being that officer first and foremost who encountered him first.
Dude, it doesn't have anything to do with the fucking weekend. New York is filled with people. You know what I mean? You walk around with a rifle in New York and start pulling the trigger. There's people everywhere, bro. It's like, Jesus.
Again, an officer who was off duty but working in that building at the time, the first to be encountered and the first, sadly, to lose his life. Then we're told that that man who you're looking at, identified now as 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆𝗆, who is reportedly from Las Vegas, 27 years old, armed with that long gun, not only shot at that officer, but killed that off-duty officer.
Dude, these people are saying like a whole lot of nothing for the most part. I want some information on the shooter. Do they have any idea? I don't think they do, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how, like, you know, I mean, we do. Oh, here we go. We
do have some of our experts still waiting in the wings to help us make sense of what we know. We're going to recap that very press conference that you just watched and you just listened to live in its entirety here. Let's bring them into the conversation yet again. That's national security analyst and expert 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆𝗆 and law enforcement analyst and expert David Katz. And gentlemen, that was just extremely difficult to listen to, though we did get a lot of new information, a lot of new details here. Let's just watch some of this video from the scene. This is the first moments we were made aware that a shooting had occurred in Midtown Manhattan today. Okay, I'm going to keep this up. This is from earlier this afternoon. Viewer discretion is advised. So this is what we know, that 5 victims in total were shot. 4 of those victims were shot and killed. The shooter is dead. One of these victims now is fighting for his life. That off-duty NYPD officer, he's an immigrant from Bangladesh. He's 36 years old. He was killed. He was a 3.5-year veteran of the department. He had a wife and 2 children with a 3rd child on the way. Of the victims that were killed in this, 2 of them were males. One of them was a female, and then the other injured victim.
No, the cop that died was an immigrant, right? I don't think the shooter is an immigrant.
Is a male who is fighting for his life.
Yeah, he was talking about the cop from Bangladesh.
Right now, the suspect died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And I want to put this up here. Take a look at this. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆𝗆, I'll start with you. We know a lot more information now about this vehicle. And we didn't when we first brought it to our viewers. Skyfox overhead of the scene. We learned that the black BMW there is the suspect's car.
Dude, he's driving a BMW, bro.
He drove specifically to New York City over the course of 2 days.
Dude, he drove from Vegas to New York City in a black BMW to just start shooting it up. Wow, man.
To carry out this attack from Nevada, stopping in Colorado, Nebraska, then New Jersey, getting to the city this afternoon here.
Dude, 2 days too. Like, homie was, let me just tell you, as somebody who's driven across the country, if driving 2 days from Vegas to New York City, he was like white knuckling that shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like driving like mad. Yeah, like hardly stopping, having some sort of probably mental health crisis, mission. He was. That is a crazy, like my dad once drove from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Los Angeles in 2 days and 2 hours. And he like didn't sleep. He didn't stop. He drove straight fucking through. This guy was really just like ferociously, you know what I mean?
So Hal, what more are they going to do with that car?
It's so sad, man.
They've already found, weapon in the car. They found extra ammunition. They found the gun case, but they're going to be looking at everything. If there's any computer, more to fill out where he was. It sounds like they got a pretty good track record on his trek across country, but they're going to find out a lot of different things. There may be receipts, other things in the vehicle that would be very useful. I have to say that with the FBI being involved, they do some forensic stuff, which is amazing what they will find. And they're going to go through that car completely and try to find out as much as they possibly can. Of course, the big fear is, did he have accomplices? Is there somebody he was talking to online? They're going to look beyond the car and look at all of his electronic media and everything else to try and find, is he connecting anything? Because that's the fear. The fear is there still a threat out there?
Yeah, and Jessica Tisch, the commissioner of the NYPD, said, though, that as of now, they are not looking at anyone else as part of their investigation.
See, you know what amazes me? And I know you can't, like the cops can't be everywhere, but what amazes me is like so many people in New York get shaken down by the cops. They're just minding their own business and they get wrestled to the ground and fucking frisked. But somebody can walk through the streets of New York City with a long rifle, assault rifle, and like nobody says peep, dude. You know what I mean? It's like really fucking, it's really baffling to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of shit just happens too often.
To your point, whether or not there was, outside assistance for this shooter, this suspected gunman, 27-year-old Shane Tamura of Las Vegas. David Katz, bringing you into the conversation now. Let's talk about what was confiscated from the vehicle after the search. A revolver. Also, we know. Yeah,
I mean, there's no doubt, like what Altered said there about the manic high. If you look at these types of crimes, these types of crimes are like snap crimes, right? You know what I'm saying? They're like, whatever, a rage switch goes off. I mean, obviously they're premeditated, right? Because this guy planned a trip. He's got all the weapons. He's driving 1,000 miles, or the Vegas one, the guy rents the rooms and has all those guns brought up for the guy who shot up that music festival. But they're like people who have snapped, where they get it in their mind that they need to like take out this rage, and then their whole life becomes the execution of this grand plan of like fucking expressing the rage through this violent outburst of shooting up the music festival, shooting up the building, fucking shooting up the movie theater, shooting up the school, whatever it is. But that mania can last for a long time. While they're carrying it out, you become sort of possessed. And I mean, they've like studied serial killers that do like rage killings and shit like that. And they see that these guys become very methodical. Like the preparation for the kill becomes like the ritual of it is like part of the whole deal. It's like a drug addict, right? The drug addict getting ready to get high is almost as big of a high as the getting high itself. But again, we have this, we have this culture of like, easy access to guns, and we have this culture of overreaction, right? Our president overreacts, our police overreact, our bosses yell at you, overreact, parents overreact. We have this culture of overreaction and guns mixed with a culture of like never getting mental health. And like, dude, it just is a very bad type of energy, It's a very bad type of energy. And yeah, the other thing, what Jack is saying here is if we look at that image, you ready? I mean, how do we know this guy's not an ICE agent? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, that's actually a tweet, right? Dude, that's it. Dude, right? Dude, you know what I mean? He literally looks like a fucking ICE agent, bro. That is fucking, like, how far. That's how fucked up we are. That you can see a guy carrying a rifle like this walking down the street, and man, oh, that guy's probably just CBP, right? That's one of Trump's Gestapo. Dude, it's fucked up, man. You know what I mean? Stirring the pot. All right, I'm just stirring the pot, dude. My bad. All right, back to the video. Sorry.
More ammunition, more magazines, and medication. Las Vegas police
medication.
alerting the NYPD that this suspect, that this gunman, had mental health issues. That's all they would divulge on that specific question.
Of course
they
he
didn't
did.
go into details about how Las Vegas police knew that, but you can make the assumption, you can make the leap, David, that he was known to Las Vegas law enforcement.
Yeah, I don't think that's a particularly large leap to take. The two.
Oh, gee, the shooter had mental health struggles. Really? Huh. That's so surprising. Dude, who are these newscasters, bro? Like, goddamn, dude. You know what I mean? I listen to people and I think, how the fuck did this guy get a newscasting job? Did he like bang the fucking, the person doing the hiring or what? Did he buy somebody a house to get this job? Like, how fucking dumb are these people? Like, no shit, he had mental health struggles. You don't say. Like, dude, what the fuck, bro?
Inconsistent things that they mentioned was the fact that he has a concealed carry permit and they know him to have mental disabilities. That's outrageous. I mean, if he is known to the police department in any jurisdiction, first thing they do is check and see whether they got a permit. You pull that permit. And
yeah, nobody fucking pulls gun permits, though.
If this was New York City, for example, they'd visit the guy's house. They'd pull the guns out of the house. You know, it's...
yeah, if it was New York City, but the rest of the country ain't New York City, right? Yeah, no. So the thing about it is, though, Matt, is you can't stop, like, individual acts of violence. But I will say this. I will say that the climate of leadership, okay, the climate of leadership and the way that society treats things has an effect. Okay, there's a reason why America has way more gun violence than other countries that also have a lot of guns. Okay, is because we have a society that like worships violence and always has, right? Our society does. We worship violence. We condone it. We defend it. We grow up feeling a spirit of violence towards our fellow citizens. And that is coming to a head under the leadership of Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe it or not, dude, Donald Trump, he's aggressive, he's attacky, he's rash, he's irrational, right? He sows chaos, and all he does is lie and create like fights and vitriol, and he turns people against one another, and he's wildly, like venomous. And so that type of leadership from the top literally fucking it rolls downhill. I think other people that are having mental health struggles and feeling rage, they're being like reinforced by that negativity that's being sown right now. Because right now, our entire leadership of this country is like, attack the immigrants, throw them in Alcatraz, make them suffer, throw them to the ground, bust their head open, hurt people, violence, send in the National Guard, right? Kill, bomb, like aggress, right? Attack, you know? And I mean, that type of negativity and chaos, it gets picked up, man. The antenna of all the mental health struggling people that have rage impulses, believe me, they're like picking up that like the time is now, right? The fucking, yes, do this.
That's a mystery as to how they know the details of his ailment. If it is that in fact is in fact true, I'm sure that'll come out in the next couple days.
Okay, so I want to move off.
I should note that my son is moving to New York City in like 5 weeks, FYI, just for the record.
Aerials over this black BMW. He got out of that car, walked onto the plaza of 345 Park Avenue, the Blackstone building, walked into the lobby. Hal, we got a very vivid graphic description of minute by minute, almost second by second, of how he did this, what it was going through his mind, the kind of order of operations, so to speak. I want to put this photo up yet again here, and you can comment on this. We learned what the rifle was. An M4, Hal? What is that? Does that look like an M4 to you? That's a large gun.
It's commonly called an AR, assault rifle. An M4, it's the civilian version, AR-15. It's, I'm assuming it's semi-automatic, although there have been some witnesses that said they thought they heard fully automatic gunfire, although witnesses tend to hear things and there's echoes in an urban area. More than likely, it's semi-automatic. I should mention that if he's coming from Las Vegas, we don't know where he got the weapon yet, but I would say it's more than likely he picked it up in Las Vegas because that's a pretty easy state to buy a variety of weapons in. He had the weapon, he's walking with determination, but then you heard in the press conference talking about his travels across the country. This is somebody, you know, you look at him here, you look at him walking brazenly across into the building on Park Avenue, and then you hear about this determined trek that he took across the country without any significant breaks, and you get the feeling that this is somebody who was on a mission. He was going to that building for someone, something.
He's definitely on a mission, man. Yeah. I mean, if you look at him, dude, he's like, he has not a care in the world, man. You know what I mean? He just is, you know, he's obviously driven to fucking, you know, I mean, yeah, it's rough, man.
He went in there. He obviously did some sort of, maybe online, maybe he's been to that building before in the past or something, but he seemed to know what he was doing, and he went right, you know, basically shot his way to the elevator and went right to the elevator. A specific floor, was firing the weapon around that floor, even let a woman who was on the elevator when he got on pass. And I find that kind of interesting. That's not somebody who's just randomly shooting in.
Dude, did you see that? He let a woman get on the elevator and fucking get off, right? He let somebody fucking get on and off the elevator and just pass, right? Dude, what the hell, bro? Homie was not, you know what I mean?
On that floor, even basically shot his way to the elevator and went right to the elevator. A specific floor, was firing the weapon around that floor. Even let a woman who was on the elevator when he got on pass. And I find that kind of interesting. That's not somebody who's just randomly shooting anyone. That's somebody who is either someone eliminating whom they would presume would be a threat or something to stop them, and then going to a specific place to do an attack.
Yeah, that's really intriguing. So what is the 345 33rd floor? So what is the 34th floor, right? What do we know here? Rudin Management's office. is it's Rudin Management on the 33rd floor. And Rudin Management is a real estate investor firm, a family empire of 40 buildings valued at $2 billion, 3,500 apartments in 22 buildings in New York City. So it is some major like apartment owner, real estate person that owns a whole bunch of buildings and apartments in fucking New York City, right? A mass landlord. They were one of the biggest they were one of the prolific builders of skyscrapers in Manhattan. That's the company that's on that floor. Dude, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I mean? It's very fucking, I don't know what that means even.
I think we're going to find out a lot more about this, but I just find that.
I mean, what 𝗙𝗪𝗡 said here too, there's no doubt that real estate hedge funds and mass landlords, like real estate businesses that own thousands and tens of thousands of apartments, are literally the biggest stain other than healthcare, right? We have two main offenders right now in America. The number one offender in America is the health insurance business and the healthcare industry, right? That's profiting off us being sick, keeping us sick, and not providing us with adequate healthcare. The number two offender is, companies like Blackstone and these hedge funds, right? These hedge funds that are buying, it's Blackstone is the company that's buying up all the homes. It's not actually BlackRock. BlackRock and Vanguard and State Street, they own like a lot of stocks and portfolios, but Blackstone is the company that's like buying up housing like en masse. But they're not the only ones. There are a lot of hedge funds just in general though. Okay. In general, yeah, I know BlackRock and Blackstone do get sort of interchanged, but in general, all of those asset companies, because I'm not going to relieve BlackRock of it either, because all of those asset companies are taking so much wealth that they're like affecting markets, they're cornering markets, they're buying up fucking, you know what I mean? They're affecting the stock markets, the crypto markets. They're literally like controlling the financial markets and looting them while nobody else is allowed to prosper. So they're all fucking guilty. Yeah, no, they do like what they did to Red Lobster, right? You know what they did to Red Lobster? Red Lobster is this huge chain of restaurants, and they owned all the property that their fucking businesses are on. And so you know what they did? They fucking, they bought Red Lobster, and then they sold the properties to a company that they also were investing in. Okay, so they bought the real estate on the cheap. So now they owned all that real estate, and then they rented the properties. They rented the Red Lobsters back to the companies and just jacked up the rent and just bankrupted, saddled Red Lobster with debt. Okay, that's what they fucking did, the hedge funds. They took a functioning restaurant chain and they realized, oh my God, this is a real estate gold mine because they all own their lots. So we're going to buy the company. We're going to sell the real estate to another company. So we hold all that real estate, and then we're going to jack up the rents and just saddle the fucking restaurant with debt. Dude, and they do that kind of shit all the time, bro. They literally just treat like businesses and industries and human beings like playthings, like a scam, just to fucking hit the cash register and just extract wealth out of people. Dude, it's fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And I mean, dude, it's fucking brutal, right? It's brutal. Yeah, there was something else they did with the seafood buyer too, where I think they bought all their seafood from one company or some shit. There was some other ruse they did with their seafood too. But they're so bad, like hedge funds. They're so like ruthlessly brutal. And we just allow that. We're allowing capitalism to just fucking degenerate people until we're nothing.
The the whole purposeful nature of how he did this to be rather striking.
So, David, how we're looking at the scene yet again. It's almost 11 p.m. We just lost the shot there. We do apologize. So I wanted to talk with you, David, now about the scene itself. We know it's contained, but the investigation is a large scene here. And I want to talk about this high-rise commercial office building in Midtown Manhattan. This was the scene of the crime. We're getting these new photos in. Take a look at this. Employees there. I'm not entirely sure what floor.
Oh, fuck, bro, dude. It looks like a school fucking shooting. Look at them, dude. They're like, fuck, you ain't getting in here, homie. Dude, these guys, look at these employees. Welcome to America, guys. This is fucking America right here, bro. Holy shit, dude. This is crazy. That's fucking nuts, right? So you're saying there's an NFL connection? What's the NFL connection? Shooting in a building housing the NFL's headquarters? Unfulfilled NFL dreams? Oh, interesting. Is the NFL in fucking 345? Oh, the NFL is. Look at that, dude. The NFL is 345 Park Avenue on the 5th floor. So you never know. That could be it, right? You know, maybe that's it, right? Maybe that had something to do with it, right? Maybe the 33rd floor was like he went there in panic, but he's upset that he didn't get fucking into the NFL. And so he's like Roger Goodell, dude. They found on his papers on his body. I mean, you know, that kind of shit, if you're having mental health struggles, that kind of shit can be crazy, bro. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, after the Twitch CEO fucking fucked around with me the other day, if I had mental health struggles, maybe I'd end up in Twitch's office. Kidding! Not happening. I know I shouldn't even joke about that. But you know what I'm saying? Interesting. But where are you seeing that he had NFL papers? Is this the New York Post thing? So I see. It's hard for me, Bradshaw, to trust the New York Post. Okay, like the New York Post is like, I mean, it's one step above the fucking National Enquirer, like a half a step, really. So, but the gunman who killed an NYPD officer and 3 other people was carrying a note that offered clues into his possible motive, sources told the Post. Yeah, I know that. Do we really need to see the picture of him? Like, do we really need to see that? Like, man, that's fucking cruel. It said that Shane Takamura cited the NFL in the writings, which were found after he turned the gun on himself on the 33rd floor of 345 Park Avenue, that houses the football league's fucking things. In the note, which was several pages long, he blamed football. Oh, interesting. So he's got CTE, you know? I mean, this is really intriguing. Kim, thank you. We appreciate all you do. But so he blamed football. Good night, babe. So, well, you know what's crazy though? Is if he really is struggling with CTE, like CTE fucks you up. Like this kind of behavior could be exacerbated by CTE. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact of, you know, he shot himself fatally in the chest. He also asked that his brain be studied in the note. So, I mean, it's true, man. Antonio Brown is a great example. I mean, a lot of those football players, they end up having violent episodes or they fucking snap. Like CTE is no fucking joke. And I guess he was a football player, right? So here's what we got. okay, is he reports of the shooting started at 6:30 p.m. The shooter was seen on surveillance footage. He got out of his double-parked black BMW with the M4 rifle. He walked toward the skyscraper. He entered the lobby. He turned right. He shot the police officer, which I believe is the one from Bangladesh, dead. Then he gunned down a woman cowering behind a pillar in the lobby. He sprayed more bullets and walked toward the elevators where he shot a security guard crouching at his desk, killed him. Then one more man was shot and injured in the lobby, critical but stable condition. The gunman allowed a woman to walk out of the elevator unharmed. There's a woman in the elevator after he shot all those people. He let her get off the elevator and walk out unharmed. Okay? He headed up to the 33rd floor where Rudin Properties offices are open, and he walked on the floor firing as he traveled. One man was shot and killed. Then he went down a hallway and shot himself in the chest. And so the thing that's crazy about it is he may not have known where the NFL was, right? He may have assumed that the NFL's offices were on the top floor because, you know, they're the NFL, right? But isn't that crazy? That is fucking wild, man. That is wild. So the NFL has offices on floors 5 through 8, though Tumora wound up taking the elevator up to the 33rd floor. Tumora, who reportedly had a documented mental health history, had shot a 5th victim in the lobby who survived the attack. The surviving victim appears to be an NFL employee, as League's Commissioner Roger Goodell told staffers in a letter that one of their own had been seriously injured. Tumora was a security guard at a Las Vegas casino, but back in his high school days in California, he was a standout football player. All right. It looked like the sky's the limit, and then it wasn't anymore, former classmate Caleb Clark told the news. He graduated from Golden Valley High in 2016. Ahead of his senior year, his coach told the LA Times he expected big things from the running back. So, you know what I mean? So what's crazy is he may, right? You know, maybe he was expecting big things. He was gonna fucking, you know, head to the NFL, right? You know what I'm saying? He was gonna head to the NFL. It didn't work out. He's got mental health struggles. He struggles with CTE, fucking brain damage from football. Something happens. Crazy, man. That's like really sad. Yeah, no, what Johnny's saying there is, guys, I don't think you even realize that like the NFL players, right? You're right. You don't have to be in the NFL, but literally the NFL players, like every player gets this. They do. Every player in the NFL leaves the NFL and they fucking end up with CTE, which is like degenerative like illness that then affects their mood, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's really outrageous. And even what Galatian is saying there too, that like all these college athletes, I think a lot of college athletes get fucking wounded too. And when you think about this, guys, you ready? Here's one of the things that's really problematic. And I've had this issue. I've talked about this before, about like the big issue with pro sports is the fact that it is so like outrageously exclusive, which means like what happens is the way sports is you have a bunch of kids with dreams to go in the NFL, to go to the NBA, to go to the MLB, and they all get sort of groomed their whole lives. But literally, like 0.1% are ever going to make it to those upper echelons of the leagues. And all the other players get like abused. They blow out their knees. They end up with CTE. They end up fucking damaging their bodies, their joints, their elbows, their shoulders. And they never get anything. And they're literally there to just get run over by the 0.1% who go and become multimillionaires. So the whole system is designed to fucking, like everything in capitalism, where the masses never get the dream. They just get used up in order to feed the dream to this tiny percentage of fucking people that make it into that upper echelon. And it's really brutal, right? It's really, really fucking brutal. Like, I've always thought, you ready? I've always thought that sports would be better if they separated the star athletes, right? Like, if you want to be a pro athlete, have a league just for the exceptional athletes, and have the parents like have to move to that state or put their kids in the exceptional athlete place, and then let the rest of sports be like not so highly competitive. So regular kids can just experience sports and the camaraderie of being on a team and getting some physical, like, fucking, you know, activity without being fed to these ridiculously talented athletes, right? I've always thought you should sequester the super talented in a tiny league of like special, right? But the thing about it is they like those special athletes just shitting on the regular people. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's why they like sports, because sports is like these ridiculously, up until the pros, when you go in high school and college, it's literally like star athletes just running over everybody. Okay. In high school sports, the kid who's going to go to the NFL is like untackleable, and he just fucking decimates all the fucking regular people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people, it's like this weird bloodthirsty thing of seeing the superstar athlete just fucking decimate all the regular people. It's so fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like the whole culture of it is pretty toxic. Dude, you know, it's pretty toxic. Dude, yeah. Well, I know. I think what it is, Chucklehead, is it's really about mRNA. Dude, shut up. You're blaming it on vaccines. Dude, go fucking seek a mental health counseling. Okay? mRNA. Jesus. Get off the vaccine conspiracy. My God. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on. CTE's been around before your fucking mRNA vaccine. Dude, we got brainworms in the fucking chat. But anyway, fucking, what I was going to say, right, is that like, it's just capitalism. You know what I'm saying? With, to the person, Chucklehead, who's talking about the Air Force, it really, guys, it ultimately comes down to capitalism, where capitalism is like 1/10 of 1% gets hundreds of millions and everybody else gets shit on, right? And that's just the system that we have. Is we have a system where right, that we have a system where, you know what I mean? It is a pyramid scheme where only a tiny percentage. Now, what's great about this is we got to tweet at Laura Loomer. Dude, let's go. Dude, Laura Loomer. You're right. I know, dude. Laura Loomer's a dumb bitch, though. Dude, she is. She's a dumb bitch. She is a fucking degenerate fucking bitch. Yeah, no, I tell him. Dude, I tell him. But, yeah, man, it's really fucking crazy. That's nuts, though. Yeah, it's like, here's people coming out with this, all right? Was disgruntled and enraged with the NFL because he was rejected from being a fucking pro football player, right? I guess he was a standout fucking football player. But dude, Blackstone was in that building too. You know what I mean? Everybody that we dislike is in that building, bro. I mean, dude, you know, the NFL is pretty toxic. I mean, I am part of this cycle. I'm a season ticket holder to the Raiders and have been for quite some time since they were in Oakland, okay? And the thing about the NFL is it's a pretty toxic industry in a number of ways, okay? In a number of ways, guys, because one of them is the way that it treats the players with the league minimum, because like everything else in capitalism, only a tiny handful of the players in the NFL get extraordinarily rich. And then some of them get like, you know, decently wealthy. But then a lot of those guys, they make the league minimum for a couple of years. And then they get injured and they don't have any money. And their health is fucked and their bodies are fucked. And you know what I'm saying? And so it is a fucking brutal life where a lot of people go through a meat grinder to feed the wealthiest, most elite players. Okay. And then on top of that, the teams exploit the cities. Okay. They exploit the cities. We pay for the stadiums. Your city's tax money gets taken out of the schools and it buys the billionaire stadiums. The season ticket holders pay for seat licenses to buy the stadium. But we don't profit from the stadium. The jobs at the stadium pay shitty wages. They're like minimum wage paying jobs, right? Dude, it's fucking bullshit. The whole thing. And then you know what the NFL does though, guys? You ready for this? You know what the NFL does, guys? Socialism, right? The NFL is the biggest example of socialism because you know why those teams are all competitive? You know why they're all doing well and nobody's losing money? Because they pool their fucking national TV profits. So the biggest teams that bring in all the TV dollars, they split that money. They revenue share. So the teams that have no wins and no fucking revenue from national TV, they get paid from the teams that make all the revenue. And it's their revenue sharing that has made them the most powerful and profitable league ever. The revenue sharing. Okay, they literally do socialist revenue sharing. And that's why they're the most successful sports league on the planet, because of socialism. And it's like right in front of us. And we ignore this shit, right? Dude, they are commies. But dude, being commies and socialists is the good thing to do. It's the best way to operate. Ask the NFL. Dude, that's crazy though, right? A football player, right? Oh my God, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, it is wild. Dude, so these are the people barricading themselves in, but isn't that wild? It's really looking like it was a disgruntled athlete. You know? You know what I mean? Dude, it was a disgruntled athlete. Dude. And you know what else is crazy, guys? You know what else is really crazy is how the sports thing affects us, like the races differently, because I don't know if you guys realize this, but if any of you have been in big cities and been involved in sports teams, but because of like the wealth gap and the income disparity and the way our financial world is set up to sort of oppress people of color in a really profound way, culturally, black people, there's a tremendous amount of pressure on black people to be athletes, okay? As though like the sports realm is the only way for people of color to get out of some of these impoverished neighborhoods. And so like, if, you know, people that you see kids, like black kids that aren't really good at sports, how they're like their parents are like fucking pushing them, and you know what I'm saying? And then the black kids that are really good at sports, it's like this is it. You have no right. Everybody like is like around them, like surrounding them. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. The cultural pressure is fucking outrageous. You know, it's like it's really startling, man. You know what I'm saying? Like our world is really fucked up right now. It just is, man. It really makes me sad. It really makes me fucking sad. You know what I'm saying? But shit is crazy. But see, these guys, right? These guys are trying to, like, they're trying to make it about, like, you know, Palestine, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it about Palestine. Yeah, what was fucking outrageous about it, like my experience, especially with my kid playing football, was there was like a tremendous pressure. Okay,
Hey, he comes out of here with the.
there was a tremendous pressure for all the black kids on that football team to like, man, it was crazy, dude. It was like different. They got a different type of pressure from the coaching staff. You know what I'm saying? They did. It was really, I felt bad for them. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad for them. The finger pointing online. Yeah, what it is, Bradshaw, is everybody's just trying to feed their narrative, right? There's a huge sort of like anti-Muslim narrative on the internet driven by a lot of these MAGA people. And so they're trying to feed that.
He comes out of here with the. He's from Palestine. He keeps saying free Palestine. He got his face covered up.
Yeah, see, this woman is saying this. Dude, she's not even telling the truth. What is she even talking about? This guy didn't come out of the building saying free Palestine. This isn't even the guy, right? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Dude, somebody gave her like $100 probably to say this shit.
And the Palestine stuff. He walking out. The police don't pay him no.
You see, they're like laughing behind her. No, this had nothing to do with it. Somebody like paid her money or some shit, right? Some right wingers. It's Freedom News. Somebody literally, I think they are, right? I think they are. Yeah, this is the fucking, right? Look at, they're posting it. I don't know if they grabbed this from something else. Maybe they grabbed it from a different shooting, but they're using it. They're literally like this guy, MJ Truth Ultra. Do you know this account? This is one of the right-wing propaganda accounts, but they've been doing this shit all day, right? And look, they're fucking, I don't think this is even from this shooting, right? This looks like from a protest or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know it is. It's one of the fucking right-wing fucking Nazi accounts. Okay, look at that. They're like, they're false flag. They're saying, look at this shit. Dude, they're trying to blame Mamdani. Dude, Laura Loomer has been blaming Mamdani all day long. When it's not Mamdani. It's a fucking disgruntled athlete. It's the NFL's fault, guys. This is the NFL. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude. Fucking clowns, bro. Oh shit. All right, we'll look at the casino one real quick and then we'll see what we got, dude. All right, what do we got in the casino? Oh shit. Where's the casino shooting? I lost the link already. I will keep it real. There's the link. All right. Dude, everybody's fucking got a narrative.
Let's get to that breaking news in Reno after a deadly casino.
Okay, first off, though, can I say I used to tour Reno all the time. Okay, I would sometimes play house shows in Reno, or I would play a little bar that was female owned by a bunch of young hipster girls. That was amazing, called the Satellite. That was like a small bar dance club that had great shows there. The women who ran it were amazing. They made great martinis. Everybody used to just get fucked up, and I had amazing fucking shows in Reno. But Reno, as a city, is like, oh my God, dude, it's like where the people that are too fucking tacky to go to Vegas, they all go to Reno. It is like the weirdest, tackiest, fucking like unfucking believable, bizarro, like the casinos in Reno are pretty bizarre, dude. It is some white trash fucking shit, boss. All right, you're wearing your Chiefs jersey? All right. Dude, fuck the Chiefs. All right? Fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. No offense. All right? But fuck the Chiefs, bro. I'm banning you. That's it. You're done. Just kidding. Just kidding. Dude, fuck the Raiders. That's exactly what I would expect a Chiefs fan to say. Dude, don't diss Reno. Dude, Reno, I mean, it's cheap, right? If you want to go on the cheap, I'm just kidding. I'm not banning you. Dude, I don't like the Chiefs. I feel like their day is run out, actually. They're out of luck now, dude. They're going to be on a downswing. But Reno, though, is cheap. Great place to go if you want to gamble on the cheap. But, dude, it is like a white trash fucking paradise, bro. Oh, shit. Dude, you go to Reno and it's like, God damn, dude. This is the tackiest fucking place I've ever seen, right? Dude, just shaming you. Who's shaming me? No, dude, they're not shaming me. They're shaming the football team, dude. My fucking, I have nothing to do with the Raiders football team. I'm just a fan, right? They're not shaming me.
Let's get to that breaking news in Reno after a deadly casino shooting claims the lives of 3 people.
This is breaking news from CBS 13.
Do I need an ambulance up here with 1 gunshot wound to the arm and the leg?
That's police radio revealing the chilling moments after a gunman opens fire. It happened at the Grand Sierra Resort before officers opened fire, shooting him.
And that chaos unfolding at the casino around 7:30 this
Dude, the Grand Sierra Resort, man, that sucks,
this is
bro.
near the Reno airport, just east of the downtown strip.
Let's get to Steve Large, who's been there live on scene getting answers on what happened. Steve.
Yeah, and since we first arrived, we've actually been pushed back beyond these barricades that have been set up, but you can still see from this vantage point the perimeter of this massive crime scene. You can see the Grand Sierra Resort in the background, and then all these police cars with their lights still on, the crime tape as they investigate this scene. And the big question right now is, what led this gunman to open fire here today?
Jesus. Yeah, I will say to somebody who's in chat who mentioned Al Davis, I'm going to detour here. So I was a Raiders fan, and as a kid, I liked them. I lived in Wisconsin. Everybody was diehard Green Bay Packers fans. I didn't like the Packers colors. I liked the Raiders because they pissed everybody off. Everybody would talk about the Raiders, and they would like get in fist fights and shit. And I was like, that's my team, the team that provokes the emotional response in everybody. And I love their colors, the silver and black. But Al Davis, though, guys, was really somebody to look up to as a kid. He like the first Hispanic head coach, the first black head coach, the first female executive. I mean, he like grabbed like the washed up players, you know, like Jim Plunkett, who was, you know, a Hispanic guy that became the first Hispanic quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I mean, he like really pushed the limits of the white boys club that was the NFL. Okay. And he pushed the limits. Like he forced the AFL and the NFL to merge to become the NFL. Like he actually was going to bankrupt the NFL if they didn't join the AFL. And then he really tried to like make a statement with making the league evolve from a diversity standpoint, which I mean, he could only do what one guy could do, but there were a lot of firsts as far as like there were a lot of firsts as far as marginalized people getting big positions in the NFL that were started by fucking Al Davis. He was kind of a renegade, and I really liked that. You know what I'm saying? I really liked that.
Dozens of evidence markers surrounding the 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗄𝗧 Resort in Reno and teams of law enforcement agencies investigating a mass shooting scene that started in the ballet entrance and spilled into the parking lot.
There he is, right there.
775 Times recorded this video of the alleged suspect leaving the resort building and running towards the parking lot. Police say they're aware of the video but are not commenting of it.
At this time, we have no reason to believe there is a connection between any of the victims and the suspect.
Investigators say the gunman first opened fire on a group, hitting 5 people before exchanging gunfire with a security guard and then firing on another victim.
Another victim was driving through the parking lot and the suspect opened fire on this person, striking the victim.
It was chaos.
Ramon Salazar was inside the hotel as people started taking cover.
They know which way to go, and there's a lot of children in here too. And the children were screaming, and the parents are trying to calm them down.
Once everything kind of rolled out, it was complete chaos.
This man says he feared for his 2 young children's lives as he was eating in the hotel cafe.
My children, they were crying. And there was no response from...
Dude, see, what's so fucking crazy about this shit is in addition to the horrors of the people who are lost, right, and the people who die, everybody who witnessed this has now suffered a significant fucking trauma. All those kids and these parents and the bystanders that watch these shootings, they have experienced a trauma that if they don't go and get some therapy and do some EMDR or some type of like deep visceral work to get that trauma out of their bodies, it's going to like haunt them for 20, 30 years. They're going to have kids of their own and like hand that trauma down to their kids and take it out on their kids. Like, I mean, this kind of shit has wild fucking, like the tendrils of these kinds of traumas just reach out like crazy ripples, it's really sad, man.
The people that are supposed to come and help us.
The Sierra Grande Resort issued a statement reading in part, "We are heartbroken by the senseless violence that occurred in our parking area earlier today. Our thoughts are with the victims and all those affected by this tragic incident." Police say the entire shooting scene lasted 4 minutes before the suspect was taken into custody. Gun violence outside Reno's 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗄𝗧 Resort. And another...
Oh, so they took him into custody, so he never got inside. Okay, it looks like he never got inside. It happened outside.
Investigation into a deadly mass shooting tragedy. And a breaking update right now, we're just learning that 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗄𝗧 Resort confirms none of their employees were hurt in this mass shooting. We're still waiting for identification of those who were victims in this case, as well as the identity of the suspect. Not the first time, sadly, that we've reported on these mass shootings, guys, but having been at several of these scenes, one thing that does not go unnoticed is just the sheer number of evidence markers. We saw that again here today. I did ask police how many shots were fired here today. They say they don't have that number yet to at least release publicly at this point.
Okay, thank you. It was a lot. How many were fired? Oh, we don't have that number. Thank you for that addition there, Chip. Dude, I think these newscasters are funny when, like, because they're a little shell-shocked and they don't really know what to say, right? Look behind me, you see a bunch of police cars. It's a horror. Everybody's fucked up. What do we do here? But, dude, Trump's America, man. You know what I'm saying? Trump's America. There's going to be violence in the streets every day, whether it's a citizen snapping or it's ICE. I mean, did you see this video? Look at this video, dude. You want to see where this kind of behavior comes from? Look at this video. Watch this video. Okay? This shit is outrageous here. Okay? This is a U.S. citizen. Again, it's Florida. Okay? We're in Florida. Again, right? Like that black guy we watched earlier getting punched for no reason. Okay, this is a citizen of the U.S., an 18-year-old U.S. citizen who's Hispanic, born and raised in West Palm Beach, guys. That's like, you know where West Palm Beach is? That's where Mar-a-Lago is, guys. I mean, Mar-a-Lago is Palm Beach. If you look at Palm Beach, West Palm Beach is the city on the mainland. Okay, you have like West Palm Beach, and then there's a waterway to the strip that is Palm Beach. Okay, and the ocean's on the other side of Palm Beach. Mar-a-Lago is on Palm Beach. Jeffrey Epstein lived on Palm Beach. I guess for you, if I were describing it, I'd do it this way. Palm Beach is on the Atlantic Ocean side. The Atlantic's over here, right? You have Palm Beach, and then across the way is West Palm Beach. So this is literally, you know, right in Mar-a-Lago's backyard. But look at what they do, man. They fucking come in and they just manhandle this 18-year-old kid. They tell him he doesn't have any rights. They tell him he's illegal, but it's like aggress first, right? Aggress first.
Y'all scaring the dude, bro. That's not how you arrest people.
What?
I got rights to talk, bro.
You got no rights here.
I do.
You're illegal, brother. Get up. I was born and raised here. What about him? I was born and raised here. I have the right to talk.
Wait, get back. You can't.
Dude, look at that shit. Like, why are they putting that kid in the yellow in a fucking chokehold? You know what I'm saying? Like really? You can't fucking treat immigrants if you're like deporting them or whatever. You can't treat them with like respect and human dignity. Now, this kid was speaking in Spanish to tell everybody to cooperate and shit. He was just working at his job.
You can't drive me like that. Okay. Hey, wait, that's not how you arrest me.
On the ground.
That's not how you arrest me. What y'all doing, bro? Hey, Kevin, no resiste. Yeah, no resiste. What am I doing? Hey, Kevin. Hey, y'all get on the ground. All right, bro.
Dude.
You can't be doing that. I'm from here also.
Get on the ground.
Bro, what y'all doing, bro? All right, wait, hold on. Wait.
Hey. No, you stay over there.
Bro, what y'all doing, bro? That's not how you arrest people. That's not. You can kindly take him out. That's it. That's how simple, bro. But y'all doing it. Y'all making it so difficult. Why y'all make it so difficult? No, for real.
Dude, this kid, man, is like, this kid is so like tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, he's like, why are you guys being so unnecessarily violent and harmful and aggressive and shitty, right? And you wonder why people are running around shooting people. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
Is that your taser or theirs? No, that's my taser. All right. I know. You got hit? No, I didn't get hit. Oh, okay. There you go. All right. No, once she got that proper spread on him, he was gone.
Dude, they're laughing about tasing these fucking immigrants who've done nothing. By the way, guys, just so you know, being undocumented is not even a criminal offense. It is a civil violation, right? You cannot be arrested and tried in a criminal court, okay? You know what I'm saying? You cannot fucking be arrested or tried in a criminal court for being undocumented. It's not even a criminal fucking offense.
It's funny. You guys don't think shit. He does. He's being a dick. That's when we tased. Oh, okay.
Right, they tased someone for being a dick, right? He's being a dick right now. He says that's why we tased. Oh, really? Oh, really? Just you didn't like the attitude, so you fucking like cause physical harm, you fucking pieces of shit.
Starting to resist more now. We're gonna end up shooting somebody. If you keep going like this, they're gonna start fighting. God damn. Woo.
Nice. Just remember, you can spell that too with a $30,000 bonus.
Yeah.
Dude, Jesus. And they're laughing about a $30,000 bonus, right? Like, you wonder why there's shootings in America, guys? This is why. This is why, like, you know, Jesus. Dude, What is our country, bro? These guys are so scummy. You know what I mean? Like, when something happens to these guys, I don't feel bad for them. I don't. This is an 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗀 situation, man, where it's like Trump's America. Like, fuck it, dude. I don't care. There's no reason to use that kind of violence. It's unwarranted. You know what I mean? It's unwarranted. And yeah, we need to take back the house, right? We need to take back the house, put a clamp on this shit. Dude, it's like we have to take it back. All right. All right, so let's move on to a little Epstein though here. Dude, we got a little time left. Okay, Donald Trump, look at this. Donald Trump says his name may have been planted in the Epstein files. Oh, his name was planted, guys. Oh, the guy who said the election was fake, right? All the news is fake. Every story about him is a lie. The guy who lied about people eating cats and dogs now is saying they planted his name. Okay? They planted his name, right? Oh, shit. Oh, they planted his name. Oh, that's funny. Oh, shit, boss. They planted his name. Dude, we got to see it. All right, you ready? Let's watch some Trump clips here.
I never had the privilege of going to his island, and I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island. Yeah.
Dude, I've never had the privilege of going to his island. Dude, what a fucking dickbag, bro. He turned it down. Well, he got an offer, but here's the deal, though, guys. You ready? You didn't have to go to the island to fucking sexually abuse young girls, okay? Can we at least clarify that not everybody who went to the island abused girls, and not everybody who abused girls went to the island, okay? So the island doesn't really matter. It's not inherent proof of anything, okay? There were abusers and there were not abusers, okay? Dude, SK, let's go, baby. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Dude, savage is the word for the policing and this fucking, right? Dude, what the fuck is going on there? But so now he says his name may have been planted in the fucking things. Let's see. Do we have video of this? I want to see where Trump. Dude, look at all these Epstein connections, though, dude. The guy is like so connected to Epstein. Right? Trump was planted in the Epstein files that don't exist, but were definitely on Bondi's desk. See, this is what's crazy, guys, is think about the arc here, okay? Think about the arc, all right? Is look at what happened. So what happened was Donald Trump insisted that he was never had anything to do with Epstein for years. Oh, I had nothing to do with it. I kicked him out of my club, okay? Donald Trump did give a cabinet position to the guy who gave Epstein immunity. Epstein died while under Trump's watch. Okay. They didn't prosecute Ghislaine Maxwell. Joe Biden's DOJ did. Now Trump gets into office again and he promises the Epstein, we're going to release it. Maybe he kind of hedges, whatever. Pam Bondi's got the list on his desk. Bongino, 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗹𝗆, we're releasing Epstein. Then 1,000 FBI agents pull everything with Trump's name secretly. Nobody knows this is happening. Then all of a sudden, Bongino and 𝗙cie 𝗶𝗆 go on a press tour saying, whoopsie, nothing to see here. We can't prosecute anybody. It was a suicide. There's nothing to see. Bondi says there is no list. There's not even a list. And then Trump says there's no list. Why are you talking about Epstein? Then Trump says, oh, wait, there is a list, but it was created by Obama and Comey and Biden and Brennan and fucking Rumpelstiltskin, right? So, I mean, the story has been evolving, but what we do know is the 1,000 FBI agents found something so severe in there that Trump had to make shit up. He didn't even come out of the gate saying, oh, they found non-credible things. They came out of the gate saying nothing to see here. There isn't a list. Whoops, there is a list. Obama wrote it. Nope, I don't know what, but now it's all made up. They planted me in there. I mean, dude, something in there was like, caused them to go ape shit because they have been flailing and they have been flip-flopping and falling apart and going to pieces ever since they had 1,000 agents look for Trump's name. So they found some shit in there that is rocking their world. But let's see his little quote here, okay? And then he lied about it because you remember that clip, okay? Let's find the clip. We're going to watch the clip first. You ready? Let's find this. Right here. You ready? Watch.
The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. Okay. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Right here.
Very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's...
Did she tell you that your name appeared in those files? The reporter said, specifically, did Pam Bondi tell you your name appeared in those files? And he said, no.
She's given us just a... No, she's...
What did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing. And in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen, and I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama.
Okay, so he said, no, she never told me I was in the files, and all the files are, like, not credible and made up. So now today he gets asked, like, you said you hadn't been briefed, and you said that you weren't told your name was in those files, but, like, you were, right? Here we go. Watch this.
Mr. President, you have said that you have not been briefed on the Epstein files, or your name has not appeared in the Epstein files. But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name is...
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it. It's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this, those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey. They were run by Garland. They were run by Biden and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen.
The auto pen? Dude! What a fucking loser, right? They were run by Comey and Biden and the auto pen. Dude, the auto pen. Yeah, the auto pen wrote your name on some papers, bro. What a fucking dink. I mean, dude, the auto pen is sentient. Yes. Dude, that's so funny. Dude, the auto pen, maybe it's AI. Maybe it's an A1 auto pen that was programmed by Linda McMahon and Elon Musk. Dude, isn't that funny? But he's now saying that the auto pen wrote some shit. But like, dude, I think we could fucking talk to the victims, right? Whatever is in those files, let's bring the victims forward and put them on the stand, shall we? What is he saying?
They were run by Comey. They were run by Garland. They were run by Biden and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax. They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files. If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony. Like, as an example, Christopher Steele, a person you know well, happens to be from your country. But Christopher Steele, as an example, wrote a book, a dossier. We call it the fake news dossier.
Dude, I love how he just like there's a lot of the shit in that Christopher Steele dossier that was accurate. Okay. And like the Russia shit, he keeps saying Russia hoax. But like, my God, there was a huge Senate intelligence report on the Russian fucking, interference in the election and on collusion from Trump, where they didn't have any smoking gun proof. But like, goddamn, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. You know what I mean?
And the whole thing was a fake. The whole thing was a fake. They can put things in the file that are fake.
Oh, they can put things in the file that are fake. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But I thought you weren't in the file. I thought there was no file. There was no... right? Dude, fucking 9-iron. Motherfuckers, bro. Yeehaw! 9-iron. All right. Jesus Christ, bro.
Those files were run by bad, sick people. If they had anything, why didn't they use it when I was killing Joe and then he gave out because he was 25 points down? And then I got somebody new. Nobody even knew anything about it. She was a horrible vice president. She was a border czar, but she never went to the border. She never.
Dude, what is he? He's just fucking rambling, bro. Like, what? His brain is like a melted fucking candle, dude.
Once called a border patrol agent to find out how we're doing, but she was the border czar. Her name was Kamala. Nobody knows her last name. It was Harris.
Dude, he can say her name right now, though. You see that? Now he says her name is Kamala, but during the election, he never once said her name right. But he knows how to say her name right. That's interesting, isn't it? Dude, he's such a fucking idiot. His whole fucking thing, dude. Oh my God, bro. What a fucking clown. Dude, I got to save that one. What a fucking... Dude, it's a hoax. It's Obama and Biden. It's Comey and the deep state. It's Wall Street Journal and Murdoch. Bring back the Redskins. Obama's guilty of treason. It was planted. Oh, shit. Dude. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. Fuck, bro. He is such a fucking clown, dude. And, right? Hoax, fake news, deep state planted Obama. Dude, it was planted. Dude, right? Dude, the American president, I'll be honest. Dude, let's go. All right? For a watercolor, raw sienna and Payne's gray or traditional sunset seascape, I mean, that's a tough one, right? I'm gonna go with the traditional, right? Yeah. Right? The sunset traditional. I like the sunset seascape. Right? So I feel like raw sienna and Payne's gray, it feels a little too Portland in the winter. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude, look at this shit though. Okay? So here he says, this is on July 16th. He lashes out at weaklings who believe Epstein bullshit amid building GOP pressure to release documents. Then the Justice Department told him in May his name was in the files. Okay, then he denies being briefed on his name appearing in the files, even though we know he's been told. And then he says his name may have been planted in the files. Oh, shit. And then, dude, by August 1st, he's going to be like, I've never even heard of Jeffrey Epstein. Who is that? Never saw him. I don't know who Jeffrey Epstein is. Right? Oh, shit. Let's go. Oh, shit. Dude. Isn't that funny? Dude, Trumpy is not... Now, here's what I'm curious about, guys. Okay? Here's what I am curious about. Think about this. So, what is going to be... Dude, pitchforks! Let's go, baby! Dude, what's gonna be the final fucking... The final nail in this Epstein sort of like coffin for MAGA because, right? So MAGA, obviously right now, they gotta know that something is going on with Trump. All their favorite influencers that talked about Epstein the whole time are now flip-flopping. Charlie Kirk's like, I don't even want to talk about Epstein anymore. We're going to let the government handle it. Trump is like, there are no files. Wait, they didn't tell me I was in the files. Oh, they did? Well, it wasn't me. Oh, Comey made it up. Obama did it. Obama committed treason. Arrest everybody. Arrest Beyonce. Oh, shit, who's Jeffrey Epstein? I don't even know who he is. Oh, shit, that's me in the pictures with him. I don't know. I don't remember anything. Right? So they know that, like, all of this shit is like, they know on some level that they're being lied to and that there's like chaos and discord and everybody is now like lost a lot of integrity. So now what I wonder is like, what's going to happen from here? Because I don't think they're going to be able to be as feverishly like believing in all of their influencers and Trump after this, because the seed of doubt is now in there. And now I know they're not going to take out the rage for that doubt on Trump. They're going to take it out on trans people and immigrants and Democrats and shit, right? So we're going to receive the brunt of their rage. But what I wonder is how it's going to affect them going forward with their worldview, because they're fervent, like Trump can do no wrong. Trump is Jesus. Everything is fake news but us. That is getting shaken. And they're not going to be able to go back to that. Like, I firmly believe that they're now a little fucked, because once you get that seed of doubt in there, guys, it's like when you have a relationship, right? You love the woman or man, you've been with them for years, you love them, you trust them, you know them, they're your best friend, but you find out they cheated on you, guys. And no matter what, if you forgive them, you still love them, there's that fucking seed of doubt. You just can't look at them the same, right? You can't. And they're not ones to go to therapy and EMDR and like work that shit out. That shit, that feeling, it's going to fester. Exactly. It's going to grow. It's going to fester. It's going to like start eating at them. And they may direct the rage at us. They may direct the rage at all the people they don't like, but that festering wound is going to be unstoppable. They're not going to be able to stop whatever that wound does to them. And so I'm curious what the final, like, I'm curious where it's going to take them, because I know, having been in relationships where once the trust gets broken like that, you just can't get it out of your head, man. Even if you ignore it and like blame it on everybody else, like the wound, the festering wound is still there, just going to work on you. And so guys, something's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Kim, I got you. All right, I'm doing the best I can, you know, but I'm glad that like you feel safe here. That just makes me fucking feel good. But you know what I mean? I'm curious long term, guys. I'm just curious, what is the effect going to be? Because there's going to be some effect, and you know, they're not going to be able to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? So even though we will receive the brunt of their rage, it is eating away their fabric, right? And there's going to be some type of, you know, there's going to be some type of fucking consequences, you know, that, you know what I mean? You know, it's like either something's going to come out and they're going to turn, or maybe it's going to eat away at them that by the time, you know, like, we get to 2028, they've just lost a lot of steam for their movement. Like, something's going to go on. Something is definitely going to go on, you know? So I'm really intrigued. Dude, it's going to be some kind of adventure. Kornacki explains why it'll be hard for the Dems to win back the House. Yeah, I'm not going to watch that right now, right? I'm going to go make some videos. I don't need a Steve Kornacki downer, right? And you know, right? I know Steve Kornacki, he's kind of a downer. I don't like his fear-mongering, all right? I'm going to choose to not listen to his fear-mongering and choose to put my energy into, like, fuck Steve Kornacki, and he can eat a dick, okay? And we're going to fucking have the blue states. They know what's going to happen if they gerrymander Texas and Ohio, but we're going to have to fight that. We're going to have to dig deep and do our own gerrymandering. So fuck Steve Kornacki, all right? And fuck everybody who listens to that shit. I'm not going to be brought down by some fucking newscaster and fear-mongering. I'm serious, dude. Nah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Fuck those guys, dude. You're not going to bring me down, Steve Kornacki. Dude, my godmother's last name was Kornacki, but she was awesome. She was not a Steve Kornacki. She was amazing. She used to fucking... She used to buy me all kinds of Star Wars toys, right? Because my family didn't have a lot of money, so I didn't get a lot of gifts and shit. But I had this godmother who I called my aunt, and her last name was Kornacki. And she used to, like, she had money that she would spend on me. So she would buy me a bunch of Star Wars toys and shit. It was amazing. She was amazing. Dude, she was incredible, right? Oh, dude, she was really incredible. Her husband was a little weird. He hardly ever talked, but she was joyous, and I loved her. But yeah, fuck Steve Kornacki, dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to hear the fear-mongering, though, dude. We have to work on we have to assume they're going to gerrymander that shit, and then we got to do our work, right? And yeah, but guys, the Dems approval numbers, you can't worry about that either, because that's just... The Dems approval numbers are just a sign of how fucking upset we are that we're in this situation. Okay? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter approval or no approval. We're going to get to 2026 and we're going to have the option of fighting against fascism or not. And approval numbers, none of that shit matters. I mean, now we can be upset, be sad, be angry, flail at the Dems, hate everybody, pick people apart, just be miserable. But as long as we, you know, come together next year and fucking, you know what I mean? It's an indicator of how hurt we are that we have to endure another Trump presidency. Okay? That's what it's an indicator of. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're going to show up in 2026 and we have to fucking vote against the Republicans, period. That's it. I don't care what the fucking approval ratings are. And I don't care what the likelihood of shit is. You know what I'm saying? You have to just fucking like man up and woman up and trans man and trans woman up and non-binary up and fucking, you know, next year we have to get off our ass and vote. You know what I'm saying? Right? There you go, dude. We fucked up last election. There were a lot of reasons we thought we put up the right person, but we were wrong. We have to come together, right? Fuck you, Joe Biden. You should have never ran. Fuck everybody. Fuck the Democrats, but let's rally behind our candidates and be good Democrats together and go burn the fucking, like, let's go crispy hellfire on these religious freak fascist fucking Republican motherfuckers. All right. We're going to all pretend we're hellfire and we're going to fucking burn these sinners and fucking that's it. That's the end of it. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Fuck you, Republicans. Right? Democrats. Be a Democrat with me. On that note, dude, I'm a sinner. I'm a Democrat. I'm going to go fucking... I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I beg you my all, but I want it back. Maybe I'm crazy, but I see it in you. You and me. It's in the way. It's in the way. Tell me who could be who wants eluded me. Tell me who could. So, dude, I will say this, though. The thing about this is, don't get me wrong, dude. I thought Biden did a great job with getting some bills passed, and he did a great job legislating and bringing calm to the office of the presidency. And I know he tried to do a little bit of left-wing stuff with like supporting and making up for his racist past. But the thing about it is he was too old to run against Trump the second time. He was too old, okay? He just didn't have the fucking mental acuity and the sharpness that it took to outwit the massive propaganda machine. And that was my issue. He should have recognized that he was too old. I don't think anybody should be running when they're fucking 82, man. You're just too old. That's, you know what I mean? You're too fucking grandpa. And he was too slow and too old, right? But he did a pretty decent job legislating. But again, guys, none of that shit matters, okay? And I want to say one more thing. Because, guys, I understand that the climate right now is anti-Democrat. We don't have a solid leader. There's a lot of negativity. Everybody's worried about the gerrymandering, right? But the thing about this, guys, is I need you to understand my attitude, because I don't do my best resistance work. I don't do my best show up and give it all I've got when I feel fruitless, when I feel like we've already lost. So that's why I encourage you to not get too wrapped into, oh my God, if they fucking gerrymander this shit, we're not going to be able to take back the House. We're not going to be able to do this. You do not do your best work when you're hopeless, okay? Don't waste time on hopelessness, okay? Don't do it. That's what they want you to do. They want you to be hopeless, so you get apathetic, so you get lazy, so you don't show up. Fuck that. I am not going to waste my time being hopeless. I'm not going to listen to newscasters or pundits who sell me hopelessness. Fuck you. Because I don't do good work when I'm hopeless. I don't fucking show up and fight hard when I'm hopeless. And you don't either. All right? You know what I'm saying? So the thing about this is, and for somebody who's saying, what if he runs again? He can't be on any ballots, guys. He won't be on any ballots if he runs in 2028, okay? There won't be a fucking ballot in the fucking, right? There won't be a ballot that has his name on it because it's unconstitutional, okay? He can't be on a ballot. So there you go. We're not worried about that. If he does it, I presume he will end up in a pine box if he were to try something that outrageous, because war would be on. We would literally have a right to start a fucking, right? I believe if he tried to break the Constitution like that, a military response against him would be warranted. Okay? Absolutely. A global coalition? Fuck yeah. Bring it on. Okay? So I'm not going to worry about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to worry about that. That's more of that hopelessness shit. Okay? But if he were to try that, a military response against him would be justified. Okay? So remember that. Okay, an active military response against him would be warranted and justified. And so I think there's a lot of fucking people that could go surround the fucking White House. A couple million people could show up there with their Second Amendment weapons saying, hey man, we have a real problem with this tyranny, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. All right, but don't waste time with hopelessness, guys. Okay? Hopelessness is not going to be effective for you or me. All right? So that's why I don't go down those roads. Okay? For me, it's like hope and empowerment and fucking, you know, we're going to keep fighting. Okay? We're going to keep fighting until they pry my computer out of my cold, dead hands. They're going to have to pry this microphone out of my cold, dead hands, motherfuckers. All right? On that note, baby, I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause I will drown in pink. And by the way, guys, martial law wouldn't end our elections. It doesn't work like that. We had elections during the Civil War. Oh, 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 oh. So don't be afraid, guys. Just keep fighting. We need a good song to go out on. You ready? Let's go. We're going to go out on Do You Need, baby. All right? See you tomorrow. We find the fucking song. It's in here somewhere. There it is. See you tomorrow. Love you. I need you. It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Good night. You know I do. I'll see you tomorrow. Woo! I've got no place to be alone, my friend. He cut his wrist instead. So there's your answer. You better save yourself or else nothing like success. I would rather be in hell than regret. Good night.